All right, true crime fans. Hi, I'm Patti Lee, your dyslexic detective. This is July 4th, 2022. Hey, Sadie Mae, sit down. We've got Sadie Mae here with us. Hello, Sadie Mae. She's a detective dog. She's a rescue puppy. I didn't rescue her. The Humane Society did. She came up with Harvey. If you remember that Hurricane Harvey, she was a dog. She came up from Mississippi, didn't you? Didn't you? Yes, you did. All right, so we're up to the Murdaugh case. We have a quick update. I'm going to open up some 19 crimes. Why? Because he being Alec Murdaugh, has been charged with at least 19 crimes. He's from South Cackalack in the Low Country, Hampton County specifically, which is near the border of that great town in Georgia, Savannah, which I love dearly. Yeah. So, Alec Murdaugh. Yes. Interestingly, way back in week, I don't even know if it was like 11 or 12, we talked about an interesting fact that Alec's grandfather or great-grandfather had been indicted. He was also a solicitor general, like, I don't know if it was the solicitor general, but the solicitor for the county, the same seat in government that Alec held, being like the prosecutor for Hampton County in South Cackalack. It's a little more like Woody. Oh, now we have a little kitty coming too. So, like his grandfather before him, he is now being charged with drug dealing, with drug trafficking. Interestingly, because when this all started and around Labor Day of last year, when supposedly Alec put out a hit on himself so that his son, Buster, his remaining son, because remember Paul was unalived with Maggie at the Moselle property in around this time last year, or in June. If you remember, his like relative, it was like a second or third cousin, this Curtis Eddie Smith, was the person that was found to have helped him sort of arrange this suicide or something pact. It wasn't really clear. And like, did he really want to do this? Did he just make it want to seem like he was doing this? Did he want to do it and then at the last minute bailed? Or did it just not work out? Or was that not it at all? But anyways, these two people, Curtis and Alec, when they did this, at the time everybody was saying, so Alec was distraught because his son and wife had been unalived and he was in trouble for all this embezzling at his work, and he said he had this horrible Oxycontin like a drug addiction. Well, not exactly did he have a drug addiction. Alec actually was dealing drugs, it looks like. What? Yes. Apparently he and Curtis had sort of this scheme, and Alex was writing checks to Curtis under $10,000 so it wouldn't trip the bank reporting laws to the IRS about, because if it's over a gift of over $10,000 has to be reported, because then you have to pay taxes on it. So then apparently he would get cash, and he also wrote for his to Curtis's daughter and mother. So, and then Curtis is in trouble for signing their names, so he's in trouble for forgery. So there were all these checks. The checks came up to, let's see, there were 400, God, there was like over 400 checks, and they came up to like $2.4 million. And apparently all these checks, so Alec would write a check to Curtis, Curtis would cash the check, give the money back to Alex, and somehow they would procure drugs. And also process maybe drugs. Anyways, so Alec is in trouble for criminal conspiracy and narcotics now. And Curtis is in trouble. He's got 4 counts of money laundering, 3 counts of forgery, and a count of trafficking methamphetamines, 10 to 28 grams, and unlawful possession of a controlled, that's the controlled substance, the Schedule 2 substance, which is, I think that's like Ritalin, what you take for ADHD, if you're dyslexic. And so, it is a big deal. You can't even, your prescription is like, there's all these, like, if you need ADHD medicine, trust me, they handle it very seriously. So the fact that he's like unlawful possession and what's this? I think he's sort of like, they're saying like they made it too. Meth. So was he making meth? That sounds weird, right? That a prosecutor of a county is not only doing all these insurance fraud deals, but also then just, hey, let's pull a Breaking Bad while we're at it. Apparently this went on, you guys, for 8 years is what is alleged in the indictment. And if you watch Emily D. Baker, she will tell you this stuff is like, it's allegations and shade. This is one side of the story that they're saying this happened. We don't know what his defense will be, but yeah, Alec, so he was already indicted before about like the $8.5 million that he stole through his fraudulent insurance practices by like taking advantage of his victims, similar to the Giraldi victims in the Lion Air case, and apparently also the Avenatti case. So apparently all these lawyers are busy effing over all their, clients, which is crazy. Again, now Peter Tragos, on the lawyer would tell you, you really do have to find like a lawyer you do know and care for, because apparently a lot of these people who do these cases where there's been a casualty and you're suing somebody civilly, apparently the lawyer gets the money first, and if you don't know what's going on, they could take it. And we know Alex had a fake annuities company set up that looked like a real annuities company with a similar name. He called his like Forge instead of, the real one is like Forge and something, but similar enough that he was running it with his bank friends through the Palmetto State Bank. I mean, and he had a judge in his, it's a thing, people. It was a money laundering operation. It appears to be, allegedly. These are all allegations. All allegations and shade, but seems like he's in trouble. So let's just add on to it that sure, for 8 years, he was also a drug dealer with a drug dealing enterprise involving Oxycontin and methamphetamines. And poor Curtis was also caught with marijuana. I don't know if it was to sell or use, but anyways, so yeah. So besides the $8.5 million that Alex has in the insurance fraud and money laundering, now he's got another $2.5 million in drug dealing things. I mean, it's insane. So he did the check problem and then the drug dealing. So that's where we are with the Murdaughs. We're still not anywhere closer to knowing what happened to Maggie and Paul. And that really started this whole thing. And if you want to know more about the Murdaughs, go follow Fitz News. I forget the one girl's name. Liz Farrell. She also tweets. As well as Mandy Matney. That's hard for the dyslexic detective to say. Mandy Matney. And she says, don't say things that... She has a really cool, raspy voice. And in California, they call it vocal fry. And that's what she says. People make fun of her. But I find her voice, really pleasant to listen to. So please go follow Mandy Matney. She has a YouTube channel. And her channel is called The Murdaugh Murders Podcast. Oh my gosh, if you have dyslexia, try saying that 3 times fast. It might be hard for normal people. Maybe also because I'm drinking. Anyways, 19 crimes is paired with this case. I will keep on it. I have relatives in the Columbia area, some of which who may or may not have gone to school within a 4-year range, law school, with the Murdaugh boy there, and tangentially are aware of this whole situation. I might go down for the trial, especially if it's in Columbia, the state capital. Anyway, so if you would like to follow me and hear more about this case, you can. Besides following my main squeezes, which are Mandy Matney, Fitz News, also the Courier. There's a newspaper that also tweets. The Courier, something. Oh, it's out of Columbia, and then there's another newspaper. Oh, hold on a second. I'll get you a copy. Sorry to run out of frame. Oh, yeah. And the state. Yeah. That will tell us more about the Murdaugh. Because the Murdaugh grandfather escaped being a bootlegger. I am telling you. South Cackalack has lots of good stories. So, also, another great South Cackalack account is the Pretty Lies and Alibis. Please follow them. They're also one of my main squeezes, Gigi and Fruit Loop. If you love hearing the sound, like I do, of people talking that have a southern accent, especially ones who kind of know what the deal is and what's going on, they are people to follow. So if you'd like to hear more, like, subscribe. Oh, also, hit the notification bell if you want to know when I upload. But also, leave a comment. Let me know what you think I should be drinking with the Murdaugh case besides 19 crimes, or let me know what you know about the Murdaugh case. If you know anything, you can, give me some low country lowdown. Hashtag low country lowdown. That would be interesting. All right, so that was case 5. Thank you for watching. If you like these, go ahead. There's 3 more cases on this episode. Bye.